Section 8 is for women who have men that work and, they're just not on the lease.
Why did these heathens leave a tsunami of crap in my house every time they move out?
But when people be like, girl, how you get food stamps? I wish I get food stamps. Bitch, you better start lying.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about Section 8 fraud. For those who aren't aware, Section 8 is a program that allows people who have low income to get free housing. You have to apply for it, like any government assistance, and there is usually a long wait period. Sometimes people have to wait years to get assistance. Due to that, people pass down Section 8 housing from generation to generation. They treat it like it's a way to pass down wealth, but in reality, it just continues a cycle of poverty. We're going to be covering a lot of topics today, so leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay, so starting off the videos today, we're going to show you some people who are essentially just scamming the system on Section 8. Okay, so this woman is at the Section 8 office. Ironically enough, she's there to report Section 8 fraud. When she gets there, she's seeing people in designer clothing. She's seeing a Louis Vuitton purse, Steve Madden shoes. Someone even has an iPhone 13 Pro. My mom has always told me, just because you are struggling doesn't mean you have to look that way. What's crazy to me is like 90% of the comments on that video are people defending the people on Section 8 having designer clothes. They were saying stuff like, oh, she probably got it at a thrift shop. So you're telling me someone got an iPhone 13 Pro at a thrift shop? Yeah, okay.
So I had to evict somebody from Section 8 housing this week. We had this elderly lady who is blind sign a lease with the help of her daughter to occupy this property. This property had been completely redone. Well, the reason I had to evict this lady is she never moved in. Instead, her son-in-law moved in. He was running a business out of this house. The reason this is so upsetting is that this gentleman that took possession of this property took away affordable housing for people that really need it. And he did not qualify for Section 8 because he made too much money, as did his wife.
So this is exactly what some people do on Section 8. Instead of just taking advantage of the free money, they try to scam the taxpayer. This guy used his blind elderly mother in order to get free business rent from Section 8. They get the property from the landlord, they didn't move into the home, and then he decides he wants to double dip by running a business out of it. They do at least evict him, so that's good. So many people are upset at people taking advantage of Section 8. Let's take a look at some of these people.
I feel like for Section 8, based on income, stuff like that, it should be a time limit that you're able to be on this, okay?
A lot of people think that they can outsmart the government, and they really can't. Whatever you think you're doing in secret, making money while on government assistance, getting paid under the table, you will never be able to buy anything of value with that money, especially if you're on something like Section 8.
And there's loads of these types of clips. The whole Section 8 system is broken. This is how a lot of these government programs end up. Everyone wants to help people, and they start a welfare program with good intentions. Over time, people start to figure out how to game the system. They start learning ways to not only get free money, but then also have income coming in. So then people aren't reporting any of the income they make. They collect Section 8 rent, and they have multiple streams of income. As someone who pays taxes, I understand why everyone's mad. Why should we have to go to work, sometimes multiple jobs, while other people who can work decide to freeload off the government? People shouldn't be allowed to be on Section 8 for 40 years and then pass it on to their children.
And to the bitches out here passing down their Section 8 vouchers to their kids like it's a legacy, wake the fuck up. That's not a flex, and I'm here to remind you.
It's really not. People are proud of their Section 8. Now, if you truly are disabled and can't work, then there's nothing wrong with government assistance. The issue is that a large group of people who have Section 8 don't fall under that category. While they could work, they choose not to. These people I have no sympathy for when they start freaking out that their benefits are about to get cut. And the other issue is that it forces you to think small. Since you lose your Section 8 if you start making more money, people do everything they can to stay poor. They quit their jobs. They don't take extra hours. They definitely don't start businesses. It makes you complacent with where you are in life. And then you have to tolerate bad living conditions. Do you really think landlords who are offering Section 8 are going to keep their apartments in great condition? They're going to do the bare minimum to not get in legal trouble. Then to make matters worse, Section 8 tenants don't even take good care of the properties they're renting. They don't value it because it's free. Check this out.
If Section 8 tenants are so poor that they can't afford basic necessities like their own rent, why did these heathens leave a tsunami of crap in my house every time they move out?
Look at how disgusting that place is. Trash is thrown everywhere. An uneaten bag of popcorn is just laying on the ground. It looks like they took literal trash from the dump and then brought it in the home. It takes effort to get a house to look that bad. Now, I'm no clean freak by any means, but you better believe I could never in good conscience live in a house that dirty. The irony is these people are supposed to be unemployed. You're telling me you can't spend a couple hours to put all that stuff in garbage bags? This woman has some ideas on why people never get off Section 8.
Section 8, baby, let's talk about it. Section 8 is a blessing. It was created to help people who are struggling, not as a trap, but as a trampoline. It's supposed to give folks room to breathe while they rebuild. Mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually. Let's be real, not everybody uses this like that. Instead of elevating, some people are doing everything that they can to stay stuck. And it's not because they can't grow. It's because they've grown comfortable in struggle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. People get comfortable with their free government money. They squander the time they do have on Section 8 just laying around doing nothing. They do nothing to better their lives, and this makes Section 8 a trap in a lot of ways.
I couldn't stitch the video that has said it, but it was talking about how Section 8 is meant to keep people poor, and it's not as good as it seems. What you guys are not realizing is Section 8 is for women who have men that work and, they're just not on the lease. You know what I'm saying? You have a man that gets money, but he's not on your lease. So all that money that's made is for y'all to completely profit off of without having to worry about your rent going up or not have enough money to pay this. It's also for women who have a side hustle. You know what I'm saying? You do hair. You know what I'm saying? You do nails, lashes, whatever it may be. It is for people who know how to finesse the system.
Okay, so this is an insane take. Section 8 is not for people to be doing that. This is exactly why everyone wants to cut the program. It is not supposed to be a government grant so that your boyfriend can work a job while you bring free rent to the table. You're supposed to both be working and share income. This is not the ultimate side hustle. If you follow this woman, keep in mind you are participating in fraud. This kind of stuff is so ridiculous to me. If you're watching this video, chances are you work hard for your money. If not, you're probably retired and had a long career working. How unfair is it to you to hear that people are taking advantage of the system like this? These people should be in jail for doing stuff like that. The good news is that some people are facing consequences for taking advantage of Section 8. Let's check out those clips here.
This lady is getting kicked off Section 8. She got 6 kids, and she has to pay $1,100 in a day. I guess she ain't worked a job in like 13 years, and she said she's not going to go work a job, but she has 6 kids, and she was on Section 8, and her landlord came and told her, like, hey, by the 1st, you need to come up with $1,100 because they're no longer covering your Section 8.
2 years, I'm going to lose my housing. All because the guidelines for Section 8 have changed since you-know-who got into office. They're saying that if you have a child that is school-aged, meaning if you don't have to stay home with your child, you have to be able to obtain employment, have a full-time job, and you cannot be on Section 8 past 2 years.
Aw, is someone gonna have to get a job now? Do you know how many single mothers work jobs or multiple jobs to support their family? Why should you get a free pass? Everyone has to work. I think 2 years of free housing is plenty of time to get your life together anyways. You could get an entire associate's degree in that time period that would pay you a really high salary. Exactly what I voted for, 2-year max. Section 8 should be for the elderly and disabled only for more than 2 years. My mom raised 5 kids on her own working 2 jobs. I don't feel sorry for them at all. Section 8 was designed to help people get on their feet, not keep them floating on cloud 9 for the next 50 years. Yeah, it wasn't designed so someone can have a lifelong vacation.
Okay, so had an issue over the weekend and kind of got some more information about it. So what we'll see is a tenant will have a Section 8 voucher and they'll rent the house, but then they'll never actually move into the house. So instead what they'll do is they'll sublease it out to someone that is like a cash tenant, right? So they're, number one, not paying any rent because Section 8 is paying it, and then they're collecting $1,000 a month as in pretending to be a landlord, right? So
that is diabolical. So these people are on Section 8 pretending to be poor. They end up getting a voucher for a home, and then they just pretend they own the house and rent it out. It's so insanely stupid it makes me want to laugh. Then you get people who literally just make up fake social security numbers, and they're getting houses that way. Let's check out these CPNs is what they're called.
CPNs explained in 60 seconds, let's go. So a CPN stands for a credit privacy number. All that is just a randomized 9-digit number that can be used in replacement for your social security on credit application. A CPN follows the same 9-digit numerical pattern as a social security number, but it is not a SSN.
So a CPN is basically identity theft. if you will. CPN stands for credit privacy number, protection number, credit profile number. And most times when people are buying a CPN, it's because they have bad credit.
So essentially, what these are is just a made up social security number. Then you apply to something that requires credit, and then nothing negative pops up under this made up number. What's weird is people are taking to the internet to try and convince people that these are legal.
I just learned about one of the craziest scams I think I've ever seen online. And there's so much blatant lies going on about this topic that I just had to make a video about this. As an accountant, this hurts my brain. And if you are doing this, if you are using this, you are going to jail.
So a lot of credit repair companies have started selling these CPNs. Since their customers have bad credit, they offer it as a way to get a clean slate with landlords and creditors. The thing is, these are 100% not real. They're blatant fraud. People are trying to say that the Privacy Act that got passed makes these legal, but if you look through the entire bill, nothing is in there about this. People are also trying to say these are completely legal if it's not someone's social security number. This is also a complete lie. If you're putting a social security number on an application for credit that you know is not yours, that is fraud. It's a felony, and it's specifically known as bank wire fraud. The statute of limitations on this is 10 years. So just because some people haven't got caught yet doesn't mean that a lot aren't going to in the future.
This is why apartments hate CPNs. Y'all move in, y'all might pay 1 month's rent, and then y'all leave the apartment trash.
That makes total sense. If you get something for free, you're not going to take care of it. The good news is that fraud does eventually catch up with these people.
Y'all lady just received 10 years for lying on her Section 8 application. Lied. Now don't ask me how she did it, but she was on Section 8 for 3 years before they caught on to her. This woman done got 10 years. Now imagine lying to provide a stable environment for your kids. Just to provide a stable environment for your kids. And now you can't even be a part of your kid's life.
10 years is extreme. The only way people are going to learn is by getting a harsh punishment. All that, and she could have just got a job. I'm sure there's a lot of people lying, they just haven't got caught yet. And she's not the only person who got caught. Take a look at this.
But when people be like, girl, how you get food stamps? I wish I get food stamps. Bitch, you better start lying.
This lovely lady went on TikTok telling her followers to lie so they could qualify for food stamps. As you guessed it, it caught up to her. Her food stamps were cut off, and she now supposedly owes $35,000.
Lady called me and said, ma'am, I said, yes, ma'am. She gonna say, what's your address? I said, ma'am, I don't have no address. I've been homeless for 3, 4 or 5 months. I have nothing. My family won't let me stay with them, ma'am. I'm starving. While I'm kicked back in the mother 3-bedroom. Do y'all remember that time I got on here and told y'all about the food stamps? Why the f did they turn my food stamps off? And I gotta pay back $35,000.
And it caught up to her, as it should. She should be forced to pay back $35,000 and go to jail. There's a reason judges make people pay restitution. If anything, she needs to pay back her victims. People are acting like food stamps in Section 8 are a way of life. How are they getting away with this? The food stamp office knew I got paid by unemployment before I knew I was approved for unemployment. They are going to garnish her taxes. Meanwhile, they won't let me get it because they think my husband is working 2 full-time jobs, because that makes sense. All right, that's everything I have for you today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you liked the video, it would mean a lot to me if you could hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you thought Section 8 fraud was bad, check out my video about people who refuse to pay back their debts. It's on the screen right now. And if nothing else, I will see you in the next one.